So if you got an umbrella holder, I'm going to show you how to attach that to the caddy. If you got an umbrella holder and a scorecard holder, just remember you want to attach the umbrella holder before you attach the scorecard holder. So you're going to take your umbrella holder out of the protective wrapping. We have instruction cards in each umbrella holder, so it'll give you a little frame of reference of what I'm going to discuss here and bullet points of that. But for our purposes, you can just follow along with this video and I'll show you what we're going to do. So I'm going to put that aside. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the accessory bracket. So there's two screws here on top. Both of these screws are going to come out of the quad, and you're not going to need them anymore because the screws that are going to hold the umbrella holder are already attached in the umbrella holder. So these are the screws that we'll end up putting back in the quad. These screws will come out and then we won't need them anymore. So first things first is you're just going to remove these screws, and I'm just using a standard Phillips head. And with this one, it has a little nut on the bottom side, so I have a 10mm socket, but you could use something as simple as adjustable pliers. You're just gonna hold this little nut down here secure. So we're just holding that nut while we loosen the screw on the top with the Phillips head. And that just allows us to keep this secure while we twist up top, and then we are releasing the screw. So now that I got the screws out, I'm just going to pop off this accessory bracket, which I don't need anymore if I have the umbrella holder. So first thing I want you to do is you're going to look at these holes inside of the T-handle. And you may not be able to see it real well on camera, but you need to be able to see all the way through both holes without seeing a cable. So there's a cable that connects the handlebar down to the controller, and that runs through this pipe. And basically we just want to make sure that when you put the umbrella holder on, you're not going to push the screws into that cable. If there is blockage with the cable itself, you can just use a golf tee. It's as simple as that. Take the golf tee down there and push the cable to one side or the other, and then you'll see all the way through the holes that it's clear and you're good to go. So once you have the screws out and you make sure the holes are clear, we're going to take the umbrella holder and I'm going to release it and put it in its vertical position. So this is how the umbrella holder sits on the quad when it's upright, and when it's folded and not in use, it's down. So it comes to you folded and locked. You're just going to release it, put it in its vertical position, and lock it upright, and that just gives you more access to the screws and makes it easier to put it on. So the screws that we're going to attach this to the quad with are already in this bracket. So again, we're just going to take these screws out of here, and these will come out a lot quicker because there's only a few threads connecting them. And once you have these loose, now we're going to put the umbrella holder onto the T-handle. Now, this is a tight fit, and it's supposed to be a tight fit because obviously we want it to stay secure and not rattle around. What you're going to do is, from the left side of the quad, looking from behind the handlebar, you're going to slide this over these two holes. So this hole and this hole are ultimately going to match up with these holes. And what I like to do is I like to start with the lower end of the umbrella holder, getting that onto the corner, and then I'm able to push it on the rest of the way. One other thing just to be conscious of, if you have issues putting the screws in, there is a plastic insert in here that keeps this hole open. That plastic insert could slide in either direction when you remove this because the screws are no longer holding it. So if you see a white plastic edge inside of here, that means that that plastic insert might have slid a little bit, and you just want to adjust the handle. So as you can see, I can move this up or down. So it's not hard to move at all. You just want to make sure, again, that the holes are clear so that you don't see the cable. And if any of the plastic edge is sticking out from that insert, you adjust this so that it's all clear. So I'll just show you real quick just because I mentioned it, but you can literally take a golf tee and just move the cable if the cable is in your way. And that way you're good to go. Now, sliding this on, as I said, from left to right, I'm gonna start down at the bottom because if this is too far this way, it's going to hit on the bend of the T-handle. So I need to start it low enough in order to get that to slide on. Also, you want to just give yourself room. I'll show you here. So I'm going to start it just sliding it onto the bottom, just like that. And then I need to wiggle it on. But here, if I start too high, that knuckle's going to hit. So then it'll feel like it's not going to go on. So you just have it low enough to where it clears, and then it'll just slide on like that. Now from here, I'm going to wiggle it backwards until this hole is directly over the holes that we just talked about. So when I'm on top of the caddy, when I look down, I can see all the way through this hole down to the ground. It'll be tough to see on camera, and then underneath is where the second screw is going to go in. So one screw goes in through the top, the other screw goes up from the bottom. And down here, the camera doesn't need to follow me because you won't be able to see anything because it's going into black, but I'm just going to make sure that this hole is also lined up. Then I take the original screws that came with the umbrella holder and I'm going to put them in both spots. So now, to give me easier access to this screw, I'm just going to move the umbrella holder back. And that just makes it easier for me to put the screw in. And now it's already started in the hole, so I know it's lined up. And then it's just a matter of screwing it in. Now, I'll just get that started because I want to make sure that the bottom's lined up as well before I get too tight. And I'm just going to put this screw in. And you heard that, you didn't see that, but it literally pushed in on its own because the threads are at the high end. So I got that in there, and then all I have to do is the final few twists to lock that into place. Then I come back up top, and I'm just going to finish the job here to get this all the way down through the umbrella holder. And again, you saw that slide in because the threads are not up top, the threads are down on the bottom. So I was applying force and turning until that screw found its home and got through that little gap. And then once it does, you'll feel it grab the threads and it's secured into place. Now, your umbrella holder is good to go. So from here, when it's not in use, you fold it down and you lock it and it'll stay in that position. That's how you'll lock it when you fold it and transport the quad as well. Then when you want to use it, you put it in its upright position and you lock that into place. Once you have that set to your liking, to put your umbrella holder, you put your umbrella holder up and put your umbrella down in, and then this will secure itself onto the umbrella itself. So again, a lot of people will look at this and not see a hole and think that it can't hold the umbrella holder. That's because it has the extendable arm so that you have better eyesight, better eye line, and clearance for your umbrella. So you just pop that up, put your umbrella in, tighten this down on the umbrella, and then that's what keeps it upright. So that's how to put the umbrella holder on. It's a little bit tricky, but hopefully everything in the video explained all the variables that you might encounter. And then once you get it on, the beautiful thing is it stays attached, you'll never lose it, you won't forget it in the car, and it's rock solid. So this thing isn't going anywhere, it's not gonna break on you. It's the best umbrella holder in the business. But as always, if you have any questions, feel free to call us or shoot us an email and we'll help you out.